That is a good question. Someone has asked, what if there was no stream, but there was another source of water, like maybe a spring or a borehole or some other source of water? Please, if there were other sources of water other than the stream, sometimes the source of water could be a municipal pipeline, a municipal water pipe. We can advise you accordingly that please do such and such things to get water from there and bring to the pond. So if you had a well, a spring well, you go into fish farming because the water is there constantly. Like my pond, I get the water from a spring well. If you had we can also carry out fish farming using roof runoff water, because the water, the rainy water is seasonal. The rainy water is seasonal. Like I said, we plan according to the availability of the water. If we knew the rainy water was seasonal, then we would plan accordingly, according to the season, when we shall have that water. This is called runoff water from the roofs. Roofs runoff water. We can also do fish farming using roof runoff water. You can do fish farming using municipal. The problem with the municipal water is it is chlorinated. It has chlorine. But you can mitigate against the chlorine if you were that serious. Somebody is asking, how do we mitigate against chlorine? It is a little bit expensive. If you have a municipal pipe here, a main pipe, where they have channeled your pipe from here, then we shall ask you to channel another pipe from your whatever and do a pool. Make a pool here, maybe 2 feet deep. 2 feet by 2 feet deep, 2 feet deep by 8 feet. You make a smaller pool, 2 feet deep by 8 feet. It is a rectangular sort of pool. Then what you do, you expose this pool to the sun. Don't dig it in a shaded area. Dig it in a sunny area. Dig it in a sun where the sun will fall on the water. We assume that, and it is actually the scientific explanation, when the sun rays fall onto this water, the chlorine will evaporate. The chlorine will evaporate. And when the chlorine evaporates, then the water is good for the fish. If the chlorine was there and we put fish there, the fish would grow there, but it will have retarded growth. It will have impacts on its life brought about by the chlorine. What we do, we mitigate against the chlorine and we use that water later on for fish farming. So, according to the type of water that you have, that's why I said please carry a technician with you who will advise you accordingly. So we are on pond layout. Pond layout is generally based on the type of water source. We maybe I would have told you a little bit of water sources for our fish farming before we go deep into the other one. These are the types of water sources. Really, for fish to thrive, there must be water. So we have water from the lake. We may have water from the river. We may have water from streams. We may have water from wells. We may have water from spring wells. These are called spring wells. Spring wells. We may have roof run off rainwater. Okay, maybe you did not ask how could we use roof run off rainwater. When we observe the rain pattern in our area at all, when we observe the rain pattern, then we come to know how the amount of water that we shall be having in our area. So we plan our fish farming venture accordingly. If we have our rooftop like this, what we are going to do, we are going to construct a pond. We shall tap water from here, and we shall channel this water into this pond. Now we are dealing with a dagger pond over land, not in a wetland, but at home. Having dug this one, then we place what we call tarpaulins. We call them tarpaulins. Tarpaulins or PVC sheets. Tarpaulins zigaba matundubali. These PVC sheets, they are the sheets we have, like the building PVC sheets. So we measure out the pond. We calculate the amount of tarpaulin or PVC sheet that we shall want to put into this pond. Having placed it there correctly, then we fill the pond with the water from the rooftop. We may provide an outlet to our smaller pond because the inlet is here, the gutter from the rooftop. This outlet functions as long as the rain continues to rain. So the problem here is what type of fish do we put in this pond? Because mostly our season is a 4 month rains, or 4 to 6. If the season was 4 months, then we could put tilapia here and rear it for 6 months. Having got the tilapia from a hatchery where it would have stayed for 2 months. Okay? So we must put the tilapia here, having known that we are going to rear it for 4 months. After 4 months, maybe after it would have attained 200 grams, then we sell off. 200 grams is a reasonable fish. It is a table size fish. If it were a catfish at all, it would even be better. Because even if we did not grow, wait for the other 2 months from the hatchery, we could stock it there and rear it out for the 4 to 5 months. Then it would have attained maybe 500 grams, and we sell off within that period. So the availability of water must be studied critically so that you go into a fish venture when you know exactly what type of fish and for how long you are going to rear it. If you calculated wrongly, you would be forced to carry water to the thing, to the pond, which is not bad at all. That is as far as the rain run of water is concerned. Kyokusatu, tulina mirror cap. Mirror oba cap. Naye bajja bagala kumanya ekika. Caps eriyo nnyingi. Mirror cap. Ekigiyisa mirror cap kubanga etemagana bweti. So we said we have 3 types of fish.
Why do we call them tilapia, Nile? And what's the difference? Ey'omumugga n'ey'omunnyanja. How can I identify them? Nti eno ya mu Nile oba ya mu river, eno ya mu lake.
Nile Tilapia,
yes,
catfish, and mirror cap. A Nile Tilapia is called a Nile Tilapia because it has its origins in the Nile River. If you saw a Nile Tilapia anywhere, it would have come from the Nile River. Is that right? Or is that okay? Yes, that's why we call it a Nile Tilapia.
Now,
yes.
the tilapia from the lake, how do you call that?
When our fisheries managers of the 60s and 50s and 70s saw that because a Nile Tilapia can grow up to 5 kilograms in the lake. It can grow in the lake.
Yes.
It can grow up to 2 kilograms in the pond.
In a pond. At a period of how many months?
In the pond, this is according to management. According to management. It can go to 1.5. I have seen 1.5 kilograms after 12 months. Me, physically.
12.
After 12 months. 1.5 kilograms. Though I have not encountered a 2 kilogram tilapia, nilotica, a Nile Tilapia of 2 kilograms. I have not come across it. But experiments show it can grow up to 2 kilograms in a pond. I have physically encountered a 1.5 kilograms reared for 12 months in a pond.
Now, if I may ask, when we talk about tilapia or any other fish, the laying period. How does it lay eggs? And if laying, what quantity is it expected to be laid once?
Before we say how many eggs does a tilapia lay, you know, we may want to know. Why do you want to know how many eggs a tilapia really laid? Because when we go into fish farming, we must know where to get the young fish, the younger tilapia fish. Going into the rearing, I mean the we call it, what is the term? Okay, we can say fecundity. It is a tough term, where fish will go and lay eggs and all this. It will disturb us as farmers. So what we want to know, what we may want to know maybe as farmers, where do we get the younger tilapia? Where do we get the younger catfish? Where do we get the carp? So if we wanted to get younger Nile tilapia, we go to hatcheries.
Where?
They are official established hatcheries, both private and government. If I may direct you to a government hatchery, it is situated in Wakiso district, Kajansi. Wakiso district, Kajansi. One of the private hatcheries is in Jinja. It is called the Sonefish. Other hatcheries, we have one in Mukono, I have forgotten the name. We have one in Masaka Road. This is called this thing with many corners area. We have one in Masaka managed by Mr. Who is this gentleman? But they are there. Hatcheries are there. If you wanted the fish, we would know where to get the fish.